Good morning, good morning. What's good? What's good, everybody? I hope you're well. How you're doing this morning? It's Sunday and there are lots of news floating around, guys. And I know a lot of you are thinking we're definitely in for some surprises this weekend and in the coming week. And I'm telling you guys now, we definitely are. There's going to be some serious changes. You know what I mean? And it's looking like the Zavy Simmons deal is going to be more likely than it was a few days ago. Reports are saying that some connections have been made, and it's looking like as long as he says yes, he will be coming through the door. And what does that say, guys? There was also a report previously that probably Mason Mount might be on his way out of United. Kind of sounds really weird because you know what? He only came here last season, spent the whole season injured for the most part. So it's one of those things, very difficult to call. Guys, how you're doing this morning? It's your boy, Mark, an MUFC fan, and you know what it is, guys. I got the latest scoop in Germany right now. I think they're doing a lot of good stuff with the reporting on the transfer window. What are your thoughts? And guys, good morning to all of you. What's going on? Don't forget to smash the likes. Sanchalini is my baller. Big up, Goofy. What's good? Bring me Ignacio, says Joe Blackman. What's going on, my buddy? Are you well? I hope all is well. Big up to you. Oh, Lenny Maldini. Lenny Beckenbauer. Yo, Goofy is definitely liking the sound and the look of Leny Yoro. Big up to you, my brother. Big up to you, Stephanie Griffith. United are maneuvering. Big up to you, Stephanie. Hope you are well as well. Casimir, big up to you, my bro. What's good? I see this morning a lot of people are coming in with the reports that I gave you guys in the update last night. They're talking about Zavy Simmons. And I wanted to tell you that, yes, there are some reports that we might be likely to sign Zubimendi. I'm going to bring this to you right now. There is some possibilities. We are weighing up a move. I would also say to you guys, it might be one of those things where you have to take it 50-50 because we definitely, as Manchester United, we can get things done. We have been doing very efficient business in this window, but that's also a double-edged sword because it means that player agents will be linking them to Man United with the fact that we have been very efficient and very quick in our operations in the window this summer. And it's the first time in a long time. Normally, we would link to many players, but we would only spend the entire summer negotiating with two or three of them, one at a time. But now, since we're getting so many deals over the line, there's something to be said about us being linked by player agents. Some people might be thinking it's Rabiot's mom that is linking us to Rabiot, when in fact we have already sent them a package deal to consider, which they may be considering, but it's possible that they may not. So let's see how it goes. Man United have been setting bottom lines and certain deals in the prices for certain players. It's why the Manuel Ugarte deal has been delayed so far. And it's probably why there are some reports coming out that, Real Sociedad midfielder Martin Zubimendi is an option. And I think maybe we might do the Zubimendi pivot. It's very possible, Royden. It's very possible we might be doing the Zubimendi pivot. But I would have to say it's going to be taking some serious convincing to get Zubimendi. There has been many reports, and even after the Spanish won the Euros this summer, Zubimendi was out giving interviews and stuff, and he said he is not likely to leave Spain. He loves playing in the Spanish capital, and he would be open to a move to either Real Madrid or possibly Barcelona, but he would certainly not like playing his football outside of Spain. It's going to be very interesting if we could get this deal over the line, guys. And you know what? I'm not going to sit here and say I would not take him. I definitely would. However, it's going to take some convincing, guys. Big up to you, G Wolf. Yo, row. Hope you're well. All good. Yes, I am, my bro. It's Sunday morning and there's good news coming out. I'm hearing a lot of stuff coming out in Germany this morning. I'm just excited because it's like, if these things come out, you know what? It's going to be looking good for us next season. It bodes well with my prediction. Yeah, Joe, you know how it is. The warm weather in Europe, you can't get it better than that, bro. The views, everything, it just makes it so much nicer, man. You know what I'm saying? True, I'm not saying the island life isn't great, guys. It is really nice. Royden, it's certainly a possibility, but in this window, it's gonna take quite a bit of doing to get these two guys done. It might take selling our entire current midfield, minus Bruno, of course, and Kobby Mainoo, but it's probably gonna take a lot of business to get these two deals over the line. I mean, you know what I mean? We have done business pretty early in the transfer window, so it's gonna be one of those things. Yeah, well, Joe, that's why I'm telling you it's 50-50 for me because I'm telling you we can meet his release clause. It's been reported that he has a 60 million euro release clause. Let me get into the story so you guys could get the definite information. Wanted to give you guys a little bit of chat this morning. Feeling a bit talkative myself. Manchester United reportedly contemplating a swoop for Real Madrid midfielder Martin Zubimendi. Now, guys, I don't know if you know, but Zubimendi, I think he's like 24, 25, something like that. Good age for a midfielder. He's coming into his prime and is going to be giving his best years going forward, maybe for the next 3 to 4 or possibly even 5 years. United have been very busy in this summer so far, having already secured the signings of Joshua Zirkzee from Bologna, the AC Milan hijack, Leny Yoro from Lille, the Real Madrid slapback, and you know what I mean? It's going to be interesting to see what we do after reinforcing the attacks and defensive departments. The next item on the agenda appears to be bolstering Erik ten Hag's option in the middle of the park. At the moment, United appear to be focused on getting the deal over for Paris Saint-Germain midfielder Manuel Ugarte over the line. At a recent report covered by the People's Person, guys, they do a lot of good journalism as well. Striking an agreement with PSG for Ugarte is pretty close, but the options mentioned to be on United's radar include Dani Olmo from Leipzig and Joao Neves from Benfica. A return to Old Trafford for Sofiane Amrabat has yet to be ruled out but at this stage it seems that the club's priority is to bring in alternatives to the Moroccan. According to the Manchester Evening News, United are also looking at Zubimendi. This is not the first time Zubimendi has been linked to Erik ten Hag's side. In January, it was stated that United had a high interest in the Sociedad star, and that is 100% factual. We reported this on my channel in January. On Friday, The Telegraph also divulged details of United's interest in Zubimendi. James Ducker wrote, they are in talks with Paris Saint-Germain for Uruguayan midfielder Manuel Ugarte, who shares the same agent as Euro, George Mendes. As with the centre-half position with United, held concurrent talks over Euro, Brantwaite and De Ligt. The club are thought to have several plates spinning all at once in terms of midfielders. Talks over Ugarte appear to be the most advanced at this stage, but there is some interest in the Real Sociedad defensive midfielder. Excuse me, guys. Wow. Martin Zubimendi, who has just won the Euros with Spain, among others. Zubimendi came on at halftime for Rodri in the Euro 2024 final versus Spain as they beat England to win the tournament. Arsenal also want to add the 25-year-old to their ranks, and he has been previously described as an obsession of the Gunners' boss, Mikel Arteta. Excuse me, guys. I'm really sorry about that. What are your thoughts on this, guys? I think Zubimendi is going to be quite possible. As you're saying, Royden, the midfield would be Collyer, Mainoo, Ugarte, Bruno Mount, and Amrabat. To be fair, I think, if we were to get in the likes of a Zubimendi, I think Amrabat might be more of a difficult deal that we would possibly look at, but it might not be one of those most likely things. Good morning to you, Richard Hawkins. What's good, bro? Yeah, I'm gonna be right on that, bro. Like Martin Zubimendi has a 60 million release clause, bro. That's the one thing I know for a fact, bro. Big up to you, Nikhil. What's good? What's good? Hope you're well. Kenny, how you doing, brother? How is things? You're in Singapore right now, right? How is it? How is it there? Never been, bro, but I heard it's really nice. Get him ASAP. Big up to you. What's good, Kingdom FC? Hope you're well, my brother. Leny Yoro, first half from MUFC, 45 minutes, 51 touches, 44 of 48 successful passes, 3 passes into the final tool, 100% tackles won, 100% duels won, and 2 recoveries. A sterling performance from the youngster yesterday, guys. I think everyone is looking at it like, whoa, they couldn't believe he was that good. I know he was pretty amazing in the French League last season, but a lot of people were thinking he's going to come here and find it difficult to adjust in the first few games. But he comes in and he shows that, football is football. You know what I mean? I think the Premier League proven thing it is a thing, but it also isn't really a thing. It's just like Bob Marley says, baby, don't worry about a thing. Because every little thing, United gonna be all. Big up to you, Gio. Big up to you. Guys, you know I can't sing, you know what I mean? Big up, guys. Smash the likes and subscribe. Don't forget, it helps the channels grow. And I've been growing really well in the last few weeks thanks to you guys smashing those likes and sharing it around. Let's continue to grow the community, guys. More and more people is going to come in with some nice ideas and we're going to have more fun. Yes. Big up, Joe. Great. Yeah, Joe, that was a really good show last night with Bots. I got double bin twice. Oh man, Joe, you be trigger happy with the sin bin button, bro. Ugarte and Zubimendi, I kind of like that combination. Yeah, it's not gonna be a bad combination, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but Toby Collyer is kind of that Zubimendi type of DM, if you think, you know what I mean. Look at him as the tour progresses. I know we're off to the USA. We're gonna have a game coming up pretty soon again versus Arsenal. I expect the levels to go up again, another level as we play a Premier League team, one of our rivals. You know, a small club, but still one of our rivals. You know what I'm saying, guys? Gattuso, what's good, bro? Yo, you know Gattuso. You know, I used to watch a player like that had that name when I was a child growing up at AC Milan. You know, I had this fondness for United, right? But the thing about teams that played in red, white, and black, they always attracted my attention. And Milan was also one of those teams as well. Watched them quite a bit when I was growing up as well. Big up to you, Stephanie Griffith. Smash those likes, people. I think Rabiot would actually be cheaper than Amrabat as well, and I think he would offer something similar. Although Rabiot is a better destroyer than Amrabat is a better destroyer than Rabiot, so it's one of those things, Royden. We're gonna have to take it as it goes in stride. But another report coming in right now. I haven't actually read it yet, so I wanted to read it along with you guys. But it comes in about Scotty McTominay, and it said that Scotty makes a transfer decision with Manchester United willing to sell him this summer. And what is this article going to say? I don't know, guys, but I'm going to read it out to you right now. Manchester United midfielder Scott McTominay has reportedly made a decision over his future amidst the club's willingness to sell him. McTominay is believed to be one of the players United are open to parting ways with in the event of an enticing offer made. Last summer, McTominay was the subject of a £30 million bid from West Ham, but a switch to the London Stadium collapsed. He then embarked on a career-best campaign, netting 10 goals across all competitions. He also started in the FA Cup final as United beat Manchester City at Wembley. The Scotland international has not been short of admirers, but has been heavily linked to teams such as Fulham, Galatasaray, and recently Tottenham Hotspur. In a recent report covered, relayed that United have rejected early bids for their talismanic midfielder. McTominay is out of contract next year, though, although the Reds have an option to extend his terms by additional 12 months. According to Football Insider, McTominay's priority is to stay at United and continue playing under the tutelage of Erik ten Hag, who has managed to bring out the best in him. Football Insider note that United have slapped a $30 million price tag on the 27-year-old. This summer will be United's final chance to cash in on him unless a contract extension is agreed upon. United are quite light in central midfield at the moment, which is one reason why Ten Hag isn't pushing to sell him. McTominay might be set to stay at Old Trafford, but the club are open to selling 2 first-11 players in the midfield currently. The Carrington Academy graduate was left out of United's travelling squad that made its way to Edinburgh to face Rangers at Murrayfield. United said that McTominay was excluded to afford him more time to build up his fitness after Scotland's participation in the Euro 2024. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? I think it's really interesting. Oh, smashing one to Kenny, having a nice vacation in Singapore. Hope you're enjoying. And as Joe Brackman is saying, 25 people till not 20 likes. Ask yourselves this question. Have I hit the like button? Hit that like button, guys. Big up to you. That's a high note. Big up, big up. Rival fans are still salty, 100%. Big up to you, Richard Hawkins. If I think Collyer could step up into the first team. I've been watching Collyer for the last 3 years, I would say now. And I think Toby is very, very good at what he does. and he has shown progress each and every season I've seen him play. I've been watching him in this preseason, and I've been thinking his basics are amazing so far. He's been keeping himself very, very grounded in his play and focused on the instructions that he was given. Now, what's pretty interesting about Toby Collyer is his profile and his talent and his ability. He's not yet finished growing. He had a growth spurt last year. He was a little bit shorter, and now he's starting to fill out in the areas of physicality. He's starting to put on that muscle. And I would like to see him get some game time. I think he might be drip fed into the team where he might be seeing some 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe a start in the Carabao Cup. And likely, if we qualify early for the next round of the Europa League, you might see him getting some game time as well there. There might be 1 or 2 games in the Premier League, depending on our run and how the performances go, that he will get a start. And I think it's going to be interesting if if we can get it, if he can get himself into the team. I would back him, guys, because he's one of those players that's a hard worker. He keeps his head down. He does most of his talking on the football field. And this is an example I would like all the young players coming at United to do. I have to praise Ahmad for this as well. Yeah, Joe Blackman, no worries, no worries. I know I went a little bit off on an explanation trying to correct what this guy said, but let's talk about Ahmad for 5 minutes, guys, because everyone's raving about him, and they have every right to be. But what I'm going to compliment Ahmad for the most, keeping his head down and doing his talking on the football field. We don't have enough players that do this, guys. And this is very, very huge. It speaks to volumes of Ahmad's mentality. And I have to say that I'm one of those persons that is backing Anthony to have a better season this season. But I don't mind him being behind Ahmad. And it's because of this mentality most that I'm saying this guy's 100%. Yes, Murray was very, very experienced in his task yesterday. I know a lot of the young players in the opening game, they did not show the levels that they showed yesterday. And one of the things I have to compliment these young players for is settling themselves and playing their game. They seem to be very, very nervous in the first game, trying to impress and unable to display the qualities that they have. And I was really, really happy to see that evolution in the second game. Now, I think they still all have levels to go up. I think certainly the youngsters, if I cross the board with the under 18s, I think they definitely will go up at least another level in the next game you see them play. And maybe you might see some of the expressions from some of the players like a Joe Scanlon, who didn't get a game yesterday, but he played in the first game. There's also, like Toby Collyer. I think he did pretty well. I think Jack Fletcher is going to come into his own in the season as well. There's some interesting things going on with Will Fish as well as Murray. Young Murray kind of is pushing himself into contention for a squad rotational role at the left back position. I can tell you guys now, there's been some reports that he has very much impressed Van Nistelrooy, Rene Hacker, and head coach Erik ten Hag. Big up to you guys. Of course, Gattuso was an amazing player. What I don't want is all these players being bought so as none of our talented youth get a chance. Well, let me explain a little bit about the youth guys. In the under 21s, we are seeing a lot of these players be moved on. It's going really silent under the radar. A lot of them have not been given extensions, and they probably are not being sold for top dollar. And this is one of the reasons, because they are not in the mold, and they've been finding it very difficult, most of them, to fit the mold or to transition their play style from what we played before Erik ten Hag to this new expansive attacking football that United as a football club wants to go forward doing. And we're starting to move them on. You would be hearing later reports at the end of the window that maybe 5 to 12 of these youngsters from the under 21s last season will be moved on, as they're going to be replaced by 12 of the under 18 players who won the treble last season. Now, this sparked a complete shift, because now it's going to be a lot of youngsters who fit the profile to what the club system is going forward, and that's going to be very interesting, guys. So I won't be too fussed about this. I think this window we really needed to rebuild the squad, open heart surgery style. Erik ten Hag said it himself. Ralph Ragnick was right. Now, they have been working very hard for the last 2 years trying to figure out a way to rebuild this squad, revamp things, and change. And now you are seeing, guys, that we're in this window making some critical changes to the squad, and there is more to come. Now, Ralph Ragnick maybe was done most hard done by the previous regime as he spoke too much truth. If we had this current regime and Ralph Ragnick, guys, who's to say how good our window would have been? The only interesting thing is that, you can't be iffy and the past is the past. So moving along, I'm happy that Eric Ten Hag and the new regime has acknowledged Ralph Ragnick. As you know, the new regime has met with Ralph Ragnick for advice. So it's one of those things. Sancho is going to, I think if he gets the chance, and I hope for him that he does his best. We saw him yesterday. He had a decent performance. I think he can still go up a few levels, and he needs to if he wants to dominate that left-hand side. I also appreciate the fact that he started on the left because I want him to be competing with Rashford. And I think the only way we're going to see the best of Rashford is if this guy is his competition. I think Ahmad, Anthony, well, not even Anthony. I think Ahmad and Garnacho should be fighting it out for the right-hand side. And you know what, guys? I think Anthony should be played at the left wing back next season. Maybe if Luke Shaw isn't actually fully fit, with Tyrell Malacia not yet, at the levels, maybe Anthony could be deputizing. Now, we've heard reports that he had a falling out with Ten Hag after deputizing versus Liverpool in one of those games. But we also saw his performance in the Liverpool game at the left wing back position. He was instrumental. He scored that equalizing goal that got us level with Liverpool in the FA Cup. He got the assist as well that brought us to 3-2. And you know what, guys? I think his performance on the left wing back position was as good as Aaron Wan Bissaka's when he deputized, or even, probably slightly better. And going forward, we do know that Anthony has the skill. We've seen that outside of the left foot boot cross that went to Garnacho versus Chelsea, that was the goal, perfect position on it. He can definitely do these things. I think we just need to support him a little bit, and maybe he needs a slight role change, not from the right wing, but to play from the left wing back. That's going to be one of my reckless takes as a hipster this season. Guys, let's support it. I think we will do good. You prefer Amrabat as a DM? I think we might be seeing Amrabat as a DM. The only issue for me is when. I think Amrabat has been told that he will be getting called up to United, but I think United want to get some deals over the line and bring him in the latter stages of the window. Now, maybe that might be good or bad. Let's see how it works out, but it's definitely something to keep in your mind. Guys, Joe Blackman, and I am thinking, who is in here lurking? Hit the like button. Big up, guys. Big up to all of you. Thank you so much, though, for the last couple of weeks and for all the support. I have to say it, guys. Big up to you, Brendan Chappelle. Talent needs time to develop anyway. A transition plus opportunity to learn from more experienced players is a certain option. Big up to you for that, Brendan. Joe doing Dirty Harry full Clint mode. Gotta ask yourself the question, do you feel lucky? Big up, guys. 20 likes like Diallo. Let's go. And Diallo and Bruno are set to be back in a couple days to rejoin the squad and start their preseason training. Now it's left to be seen if they're going to be playing in the first game against Arsenal, guys. But it's going to be exciting to see when we have our full squad in action. And I think there's definite possibility for the last game. The only thing is we may not be seeing young Garnacho and Alessandro Martinez until the end of the summer, because as you know, they have been given an extended break based on them playing in the Copa America finals. It's the same thing with Kobby Mainoo, who's going to be coming back to the squad a bit late, as well as Luke Shaw. And this is why I'm saying, guys, it might be interesting if Anthony is used as a left wing back, because we may not have Luke Shaw for the first game of the season. Big up to G Wolf coming in. I did with Gattuso until I think Fletcher or Scholes sent off dirty tackler. But we did have a boss in the dirty tackler, like in Paul Scholes. 100%. Paul Scholes was amazing. Scholesy was like, I think Scholesy was still underrated, guys. In my honest opinion, that guy was generational. You know what I mean? Big up to you guys coming in. McTominay, Yeah, I mean, Kenny, I think if he's sold, it's a good deal. But I don't think he has to be sold. I think we're gonna need a little bit of squad rotation and having a guy who could come off the bench and probably score a goal in some late games might be a good option, depending on some of the teams we might be playing. Because we could end up playing some real minnow teams in the Europa League, and it would be good to give our top players a rest. You know what I mean? Maybe we might have that kind of form this season where we could rest some of our starters and play some of our backups and still win games. I disagree that the midfield is thin. What do you mean, bro? I don't think I see the previous comment before that, but you know what? Big up to you. Big up, big up. Murray adds depth to left back. 100% he does. You don't. Anthony needs another position. True, true, true. Possibly, possibly. I also have to say, I thought Mason Mount have a good game yesterday. I think he was decent, guys. I'm not a huge fan of Mason Mount, so he definitely has a lot to prove for me to before I start saying, he has an amazing game and he is an amazing talent. I think he needs to start proving it. Last season, he was riddled by injuries, maybe not to no fault of his own. And I would say, I'm not going to blame him for his injuries because if you're injured, you're injured. You can't do anything about it. But I would expect him to be performing at the highest levels in every game he gets minutes this season. Because in one of those things, I really wasn't too keen on his signing. I was thinking maybe we'd have gotten Zavy Simmons last term. He was going to be around 8 to 12 million pounds, but we spent 60 million on Mason Mount. But let's hope that he fills out his billing and that he's worth every penny coming from the season. That's the only thing I could really say about that guy. To be fair, you know what I mean? It's one of those things for me, right? And as we're talking about the team and the youngsters, I wanted to bring this article in for you guys because it's really interesting. This young striker for me, Joe Hugel, I think he has lots of talent and a wealth of possibilities in front of him. The only thing is that, I think he needed some better guidance, guys. And this is what makes me so amazing for me and amazed the fact that we got Van Nistelrooy back because Van Nistelrooy is one of our top strikers, a very clinical footballer, you know what I mean? A top finisher. And having him, some of our young attackers are going to benefit immensely. Now, if I had to compare Joe Hugel's performance to that of Ethan Wheatley, I think generally, with all things concerned and the play over 45 minutes, it's clear Ethan Wheatley was the better striker. But Joe Hugel was more clinical. And I love the way he took that goal. You know what I mean? He deserves it. He's been waiting in the wings. He's had 2 loan spells now. Maybe it's his chance. Maybe United actually does have a plan to have 4 strikers in reserve this summer for going into next season. Now, the reason why I say that is because we've signed Joshua Zirkzee, so he backs up Hoyland as the direct backup. There's also Ethan Whitley, who got some minutes coming to the end of last season. And I think when you see him play, he looks like he's ready for the first teamer. And of course, guys, you have Joe Hugel. Joe Hugel as a backup as well. Could these 2 youngsters provide that backup for us this season to our 2 main strikers? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments, guys. I think they deserve the chance. Yeah, I mean, Goofy, sometimes, I do it myself. You watch football, you have your opinions, and sometimes with your opinions and all the things that you think you see or what you notice, you're starting to tell yourself that this is the only option. Yeah, but you can't be like that, man. You gotta kind of be open and balanced. Just as much as you could think you're right about something, it could also be right in the total adverse to that as well. So you have to always look at the balance, guys. You know what I mean? 100%. Yeah, I think Will Fish could definitely step up as well. I think we need to have at least 6 center backs or 7. I think Johnny Evans is going to be 5th choice to begin with. And it would be good to see him or Bennett get promoted as a defender as well and grow into their own as United youngsters. You know what I mean? George, this is the story I wanted to get into for the longest while. Thank you for the pivot. Thank you so much. Right. Goncalo Inacio is on the thumbnail, and I know you're overjoyed. Big up to you. Sign him quickly. He's better than Brantwaite 100%. Well, George, that report brings me into the right pivot that I wanted to go in. Goncalo Inacio is definitely a target for Manchester United, and there has been some reports coming in this morning in Germany that Manchester United have made contact with his agent. Now, I would explain to you guys that if you have been watching my channel, in December, I did a stream talking solely about Goncalo Inacio, because this young man, we have been scouting him for the last 9 months. Now, Gonzalo Inacio has a release clause somewhere in the region of 50 million, or maybe 50 million to 60 million euros, right? The problem is, will Sporting be willing to negotiate payment terms with Manchester United? Now, guys, you do know that we are in for Zavy Simmons if we can get him on a loan from PSG, and the decision on where he goes is in his court, right? So if Zavy decides to come to us on loan, we're probably gonna piss off Bayern Munich. Now, unless we get that deal over the line in the next 4 days, guys, it's very possible that we will be making a pivot to Goncalo Inacio. And why I say that is because if we take Zavy Simmons in, Bayern Munich is not going to be too happy to negotiate with us because he is a priority target of theirs. Now, although I would love De Ligt to be in, and I'm excited that we have already agreed personal terms with him, and the terms of arrangement with Bayern Munich are really difficult in the sense that they want more and we want to pay a little bit less, and they're trying to hold firm. I think pivoting to Goncalo Inacio is perfect for Manchester United. He's also a left back, a left-sided centre-back. He can play left back. He can also play in the right centre-back position as well. He's 6'2", 22 years old, very, very good on the ball. And if you have seen Leny Yoro, well, imagine Leny Yoro playing next to a tall Alessandro Martinez. This is what we're talking about here, guys. So it's really good. Thank you, George, for bringing up that comment. Big up to you. Mark, with the signings we have been linked to and the way we've been moving in the market, what should be the target for Ten Hag this season, in my opinion? You know, this is a difficult question, Joe, because we haven't had all the signings as yet. But if we were to secure the prospective signings, I would say nothing less than top 4. And that would be my honest opinion. And the reason why I would say that is because I think with a team that's fully fit, we are already 10 points better than we were last season. And with some of these signings come in, we have definitely improved in key areas, guys. And it's definitely bodes well for the team. He has more options and a manager, which he said he was missing last season. And we have more players that fit the profile of the way we want to play. I think we're going to reach to the final of the Europa League, the final of the FA Cup again. I'm iffy with the Carabao Cup, but I'm certainly thinking that we definitely are going to go 17 games unbeaten going into Christmas. Some of you might think I'm deluded when I say that, but I'm just looking at the energy around the club right now, and the atmosphere is super positive, very energetic. It almost exudes and gives these players a refreshing sense of creativity and new energy and a new drive. With the way that the structure is moving, I could only see everyone having one focus going forward into this new season, and that is to win. You know what I mean? When you look at this preseason game yesterday, a lot of the players were looking like they're auditioning for a starting role, and this is what you want to see. Before, it wasn't like that in the last summer preseason, guys. You know, some of the players did play well, but there was also some moments where you looked at some of these players and like, yeah, you're not looking like you're trying to claim your spot. You know what I mean? So if that answers your question, Joe, that's my honest opinion. Ahmad's interview after 4-3 Liverpool Cup win last season said it all. He respects and listens to Ten Hag 100%. Big up to the missus. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Onana, 24 likes, 100%. Big up to Onana. I think he had an okay game yesterday. He's definitely receiving the coaching of Ten Rowler. I know he didn't look too good when he came for that cross, but he did look really much like a goalkeeper should in posture when he came for the cross. Maybe that's what's difficult for him, guys, because he's an unorthodox type of goalkeeper. But now we have a really good goalkeeping coach whose specialty is playing out from the back, and I think Onana is going to improve massively this season, guys. I definitely wanted him out in the middle of last season when he single-handedly led us out of the UCL. But he's been having some great performances consistently going in from that stage to the rest of the season. And I think he needs to be given some more time. Big up to Kobby, the legend. Kobby at England, number 26. Let's hope that Kobby at Man United is going to be even better next season, guys. And I would say it now. I think he's going to be even better. He's going to be hungry. You know what I mean? Hungry. He didn't do so well in that game, but, with the likes of Ten Roller as well as Rene Hacker, who is a midfield tactical genius, I think the improvements in Kobby Mainoo is going to be, almost exponential in sort of a way to say it, guys. What I like about the new structure is they're putting sell on and buyback clauses in contracts 100%. And as you know, guys, when you talk about this, Richard Hawkins, it reminds me about Andreas Pereira, who we have a 20% sell-on clause with. And now he's possibly going to Chelsea. It's going to be very interesting to see if the deal gets done. It should be done in the next few days if it goes ahead. He's already been given a green light by the coach, and it's one thing to see. I'm happy for the kid. Not happy he's going to be a blue, but I'm happy for Andreas because he deserves it. He's played really well in the last 2 seasons. He's been sort of showing the potential that we knew he had when he came to Manchester United. I saw Goncalo in the thumbnail. Big up, big up. I think I read that before. Kingdom FC, Murray was a winger, and for Ten Hag to convert him to a left back is kind of cool to see. Well, Kingdom, he's been playing as a left back for the under 18s for the last season and a half, I have to say. The first half of 22-23, he was playing as a winger, but then he was moved back into defense as a left back. And there's a lot of players whose positions have changed from 22-23 season to what they are now. Players like Joe Scanlon, he was more deeper in midfield, and he was pushed up to play as an attacking player over across the front line, and he's been exploding. His quality has been showing levels every single game. Yesterday, you saw him play off the right, and he was at least a 7 out of 10. But in the first game, I would say he was one of the best players on the field. He was at least a 7.5 out of 10 in that game, and he played off the left. So, a lot of versatility coming with the youngsters. Another one to talk about is Ethan Williams. I know you guys saw him playing off the right wing, but he's also a very good left wing back. He's both-footed, so let's see if you see him in a different position coming in the next few games. Let's see if you see more of his versatility going forward. Big up to you guys coming in. Big up to you, Ray Kyle Brown. Ten Hag work well. Help us in years. 100%. I think what we're doing now is going to bode well going into Christmas. A lot of the patterns of play that you guys want to see, I think you will start seeing them in the coming preseason games. I think these first 2 games, yes, there were some patterns, but I think mostly it was all about the fitness and execution. You know what I mean? Blend the youth and the right experience. And I think this is what the structure is trying to do. As you see, we're linked to Adrien Rabiot. A lot of people might not like that, but his experience as a player, winning a World Cup, winning a Euros, always being selected for France, being one of the best players in every single team he has played for each time. He's one of Juventus's best players. He was one of PSG's best players, guys. So I know while his agent and his mother can be said to be very, very difficult, I think having him come to our team can be very, very good for players like Collyer, Kobby Mainoo, even Amad Diallo, who can sometimes be played through the middle of the park. I think Rabiot brings that kind of quality and experience that can improve some of our youngsters greatly and improve our performances when he's called upon. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're definitely good on the wings. We don't need any more wingers in this current moment. Big up to you guys. 28 likes, 52 watching, guys. Come get this like up. Get the likes up. Let's try to get to 50 likes, guys. Let's help the channel grow. Spread it around to 50 new people. Maybe they might become new subscribers, guys. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, let's give Anthony one more season, yeah? I think, honestly, the structure, what I've been hearing coming out in Germany is that the structure is going to give Anthony one more season. They're going to allow him, right, to fight his way back into the team. But he's not going to be the first choice at right wing. I think Ahmad is clearly ahead of him right now based on the reports and what Ten Hag is saying. But as a fellow guy from South America, from that region, being from Trinidad, I'm going to say one thing. Anthony is a fighter. And don't count him out because he's the last in line right now currently based on the performance last season and the performances of the other players in the same position. What I can say to you is these players better look over their shoulders because he's going to come back fighting very, very strongly. You know, and I won't be surprised that he has a real and true breakout season for Manchester United this season. I won't bet against that. I'm telling you. Look out for Anthony as a dark horse, as one of our best performers this season. I think he's going to have a 180 turnaround in the way fans view him by the time we get to January. You know what I mean? Big up to you guys. Big up to you guys. Yeah, I remember you saying that, G-Wolf. You've been saying it for weeks, yo. Those guys been laughing you on the channel, but I know you've been saying it. Yeah, well, you know, Aranguez B, big up for seeing you, first time seeing you on the channel. Big up to you, my brother. I think it would be very interesting if Manchester United does do a deal that gets both of them into the club because it shows a very, very creative and progressive thought for the future. Ugarte is an amazing destroyer, and Zubomendi is more of a controller. I think it would give us a versatile switch when we swap these two out, in and out. It's going to create a very good dynamic for competition for that DM position as well. But the biggest factor is convincing Zubomendi. You know what I mean? And then if you want the pair of them, you're going to kind of have to hope that Paris Saint-Germain does get Joao Neves over the line, because I think the only way they do that Ugarte deal is if they're pressed to the point where they have to do it just so they can secure Joao Neves. Now, I think they will do a deal, but they're moving really slowly with this deal right now. It should have been one of our signings that should have been done this week, but Paris Saint-Germain suddenly increased the bid to 70 million euros. So it's one of those things where United is looking at it like, you're taking the piss, guys. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping they can get to negotiations where they agree a better fee going forward. And that's all I can say about that. Anthony is going nowhere. Watch that goal again last night versus Liverpool. Not bad for no right foot. 100%. And on Amrabat, guys, don't be stressed about Amrabat, because you know what? He is in training and that will set him back 100%. But there's lots of games this season as well. And I think, I think this one thing I can agree with the club a little bit on not signing Amrabat or being in a rush, because you don't want to go pay Fiorentina 15-20 million for Amrabat, in my honest opinion. No, I would definitely take him for 10 to 12 million pounds, 100%. So maybe they're waiting for the club to fold and say, you know what, just take him. And then we just go in and do the deal. You know what I mean? I definitely think he contributed well to the squad in the last few games. Big up to Wan Bissaka, who might be on his way to West Ham, guys. Look out for some information on that this week. He's already agreed terms with West Ham. It's only for Manchester United and West Ham to agree on a fee and payment structure. So let's see how that goes. It's one of those things where I'm starting to think that we should be pivoting away from Frimpong as well. Frimpong has been coming out in the media talking about he wants to play at right wing in a more attacking role. And I'm not sure if I want that for us, because it's going to be something like a Cancelo or Trent Alexander. The guy can defend, but he is very good going forward. You know what I mean? 100%. Man United wanting to pay Amrabat's fee in 5 installments. But this is what we've been doing all summer, guys. If you guys have been watching, I've been reporting on the Xerxes deal as well. 17 million is what we paid initially for Xerxes. And the only thing I can see us doing is offering these kind of deals where we will pay between 15 to 20 million down and then pay the rest over the length of the player's contract. We did the same thing for Leny Yoro. We paid Lille somewhere in the region of £15 million, and the add-ons are going to be played over the course of his contract. Big up to you. Hey, Ivan Perot, what's good? What's good? Hope you're well, my brother. And big up to everyone. CRG is coming in. Mark, all the players will be back in training by the 5th of August, not later. They still have 10 days to train before the first PSL game. I've been hearing some reports that Garnacho, Kobby, and Bruno, Garnacho, Kobby, and Lissandro will be back a little bit later. I'll confirm that with you in the end. But our first game in August is the 15th, to be fair. And I don't think they'll be rushing them back for that first game. You know, I think the first game that we have, no, it's not the 15th, it's the 10th. It's the game for the we play in the Charity Shield, the Community Shield against Manchester City. So I think that game we're not going to see some of those guys. You know what I mean? We might see them for match day one, 100%. Was DVB, guys. Shout out to DVB over in Girona, having a warm preseason in some sunny weather in the Spanish capital. Big up to him. Oh, well, you know, the midfield is kind of thin, you know, Royden, if you look at the players that we have. I mean, in my honest opinion, you know, we do have a Bruno, you know, we do have Garnacho, we do have Mason Mount, we have currently Scott McTominay. Who else do we have in the midfield? We have Hannibal Mejbri, but I think he's going to be sold. So it's one of those things where, you know, we don't really have Amrabat currently. So I can't count him in really right now in this moment. You know what I mean? We do have Casemiro, but a lot of people, including myself, think maybe he might be going to Saudi this summer. You know what I mean? The new Ugarte update is the same as I gave you last night, my bro. There haven't been any further reports on Ugarte this morning. You know what I mean? United are still very much keen on the player. The player is still keen on the move to United. The only problem is that, you know, there's no real progress in what's going on with PSG. They're still trying to hold out for as much money as they can get. Hopefully they agree, they capitulate and agree to terms with United, or they meet us in the middle and the deal gets processed. And that way, you know, once that happens, guys, it's going to be like 24-hour situation. You know, medical, done deal. That's how it's going to go with that. You know what I mean? I agree. We did not need Mount. There's other positions that we could have spent that money on, including in the defense. As you guys saw, we suffered that defensive situation last summer, and it was like a real disappointment that we didn't bring in a defender, in my honest opinion. Now, we did bring in Johnny Evans, and of course, Johnny Evans had a really good performance last season, but at the end of the day, you know, he doesn't have the fitness of a youngster anymore. And while he has the experience, it's one of those things. Oh, you're talking about Obi Martin. Yeah, Obi Martin is a red, guys. You know, he's held talks with a lot of different clubs. He visited Old Trafford this summer, coming from Arsenal, and Manchester United has had player terms agreed with him. So he's basically a red, guys. The announcement on that will be coming soon. The 32-goal-a-season striker, 16 years old from Arsenal, Obi Martin, will be joining Manchester United. Who is challenging Onana? That's a good question. Well, guys, you've seen the performances of Radek Vitek. I think Radek Vitek is going to be promoted to the third-string goalkeeper, and if possibly, Bayern could be still leaving to a Turkish club. The reports have gone cold on that, but I don't dare rule it out, guys. I don't dare rule it out. And if Bayern goes, that means Vitek is going to be promoted to second string, you know, ahead of Tom Heaton, in my honest opinion. So let's see how it works out. There are reports that, you know, one or two Turkish giants are interested in getting Bayern there to Turkey. So let's see how the reports are. There haven't been any movement just yet. Only some scathing reports, guys. Big up to you, Mental Ball Game. What's good, my bro? Cosmos Rothomio. Big up to you. Good morning to you, and good morning. Good morning. I hope you're well. Big up for joining the channel, guys. Welcome to the community. I haven't seen you before, but I've seen you today, so I hope you're back tomorrow. Big up to you. Johnny Evans on the likes. Johnny Evans is a red, is a red, is a red. Big up to Johnny Evans, you know, all the time. He had a really good season last season, in my opinion, for such a guy of his age. You know what I mean? Inacio has always been the one for me. Me too, bro. Me too. I would definitely like to get him in here. 100%. Hugo could finish like that after 2 games, think what he will be with a proper training with Van Nistelrooy. He'd be a goal machine. Big up to you, John James. What's good, my bro? I hope you're well. Lots of interesting news coming out today. Let me give you guys a light recap. You know what I mean? Leny Yoro astonishes everyone with his performance. 92% pass accuracy, 100% tackles won. Very ambitious, very good profile, and a passing range. As you can see, the ball's over to the left where he can make that looping ball for the winger, rushing into space from the back. You know what I mean? There's possible reports that, Zavy Simmons is definitely going to be a target for Manchester United. He is open for the move, guys. He is open to the move. He was coached by Van Nistelrooy. That makes this move even more probable than before. It's also the fact of the situation. If the move is alone, Zavy Simmons is the one in control of that decision. The only place where he has to work and coordinate with PSG is if it's a permanent deal right now. So, guys, wait for it, because I think this week is going to hear some bombers coming out of United, because there are lots of reports coming in about Zavy Simmons to Manchester United at this current moment. Guys, I also talked about the possibility of Zubimendi. As you know, there are some reports coming in right now that we're weighing up a move for the Sociedad midfielder. It has been reported that he has a £60 million somewhere release clause, something like that. And it will be interesting to see if we get this move done. There's also been some reports on the player side that he's not really that keen on moving away from the Spanish capital. But let's see, United convinced Leny Yoro that Spain wasn't for him. Maybe they can convince Zubimendi that England is the place to be. There's also reports coming out that Scott Mctominay has said he would like to fight for his spot at Manchester United. He's keen on continuing under the development of Erik ten Hag. And it's one of those things that where I would say that, if he goes for £30 million, I'm not going to be mad. But if he's here for squad rotation, I think I would be okay with that. There's also some reports on Rabiot, guys, that, yes, Manchester United have sent a package deal to his agent a few days ago, which has yet to be, answered by Rabiot and his people. But it's looking really likely that he might be choosing Manchester United. Now, if for that deal to be finalized, it's left to be seen, guys. It could be done in the next week, or it could fall apart at the same time. As we know, Manchester United have been interested in Ugarte, but PSG are delaying, meeting us in the middle to fit terms. They're still trying to claim 70 million euros for him, when last summer they only paid 60. I don't know if Manchester United is going to cross their bottom line, but the Uruguayan would definitely be a good addition to the team. As well, guys, Chido Obi Martin, United are about to finalize this deal for this Arsenal young forward, 16 years old, 32 goals in 18 games last season. Yes, he is a wonder kid. And yes, it seems that he has chosen Manchester United overall. You know what I mean? So there's also some news coming out that, SL Benfica, evaluating the Joao Neves bid, and Man United might be looking to get involved. But if we do, guys, that might be the end of Ugarte if we were to get Joao Neves. Now, if they're accepting 70 million euros from PSG, we offered 65 million 2 weeks ago, and that was rebuffed. Now, if they were to adjust and say, you know what, United, come back into negotiations, I'm not 100% sure that we will, but it might see us get into the race, because as you know, we were offering terms of 65 million, possibly with a +5 in add-ons, and PSG are offering 60 plus 10. So what's the difference there, guys? It's going to be down to Joao Neves. We do know that he has already agreed personal terms with PSG, but who's to say he wouldn't agree personal terms with Manchester United? And with the likes of Omar Barada there, there's nothing wrong with it in thinking that it's possible we could get him into our club. Guys, what are your thoughts in the comments? I'm just bringing this back. John James, you fall for that, bro. I fought for you the other day when they banned you, man. No, bro, you're wrong for that. Top 4 Europa League, 1 domestic cup. I think that's going to be interesting. Big up to you, John James. Big up to you, G Wolf. And yes, big up to you, Richard Hawkins. Guys, 38 likes. Maybe we could hit 50 before I leave. I'm about to go, but I just wanted to bring all this information to you guys. Bro, just remember I told man this. Just remember I told you, man. Right? So when it happens, don't be mad. Just let's celebrate about it. Come here and we'll all celebrate together. I think we finished third. I just worry about the manager being stubborn and playing his favorite. Well, Gahan Oates, the one thing I will say about that, I really and truly believe last season, with the advent of the injuries and the fact that some of the players just don't suit our style, I think Ten Hag was not as fussed for options as you might think. Surely there were youngsters, but Ahmad was injured for 6 months of the 9 month season. So he really didn't have Ahmad available until after Christmas. You know what I mean? And still then he was sick for 3 weeks. So that took away from game time. And he was also banned with a red card after the game, and he had to miss 2 games. So it was really disappointing. And to be honest, I want to see more of Ahmad. I know you all want to see more of Ahmad, and you want to see a little bit more squad rotation. With the options he currently has, I'm pretty sure we're going to see it. You know what I mean? I think he didn't really have options that he trusted as options, and now he has more. And with more, you get more rotation. You know what I mean? I could be wrong, but big up to you. Big up to you, Madhouse. What's good, my bro? What's good? What's good? I worry about Onana as well, KR notes. You're hitting some good notes this morning, my brother. You know what I mean? I have a feeling that he might not last. He always has a terrible mistake in him. Well, you know what? The one thing I would say, guys, is that with the advent of the new defensive additions that we are looking to make and that we have already made, I think we can see some better protection in front of him. And maybe he might actually be able to play that sweeper role that would keep him from having to face so many shots next season. Let's see how that goes. Big up to you, Kingdom FC coming in. Ten Hag will feel more at home now because he has something like he had at Ajax, structure and a cohesive scouting network. It makes a massive difference. This is what we used to have in the 90s. 100%, John James. 100%. Gattuso, I think top two shouldn't really be the target, but I do think that if that we could end up there. You know what I mean? I mean, if we beat Arsenal in the first couple of games of the season, what are people going to say? You know what I mean? If we go 17 games unbeaten going into Christmas, we're definitely going to be in the top 3, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know you might be thinking it's super reckless, but it's very possible this season, guys, especially if the squad can remain fit. And it looks like with the advent of the new upgrade at Carrington, there has been also a revamp of backroom staff. New staff members came in to replace the old ones in terms of medical science and sports medicine, new massage therapists, new physical trainers. There's been a revamp to the exercise training room as well, new equipment. All of these things are happening, guys. So, I'm definitely thinking that the squad is definitely going to have a much more healthier build next season with a higher probability of staying fit with the new stuff that we're doing, especially in the medical department right now. We should surprise everyone and go for a title, in my view, or just give it a go. Odds are way against us, but hey, why not? Now, John James, I think this team, everyone is going to expect us to fight somewhere in the region of the top 6 this season. Some of us, like me, think we're going to be fighting for top 4. But I think the unknown is that we might end up in a fight for the top honors this season. There could be possibilities for that, but that is left to be seen. I think based on the performances going through the season, the only determination on that will come during the Christmas period. In my honest opinion, I would like to see a title challenge though. You know what I mean? Even if we don't win the title this season in the Premier League, I would like to see us in and amongst the thick of things to the very end. 100%. Kenny, you're going 3 more than I am? Big up to you, bro. That's really, really reckless. 20 games unbeaten? Man, I would like to see it, though. I would love to see it. 100%. Honestly, not many youth players make it to the first team and stay, Mark. Who do you seriously think will be the next other than Harry Amas? Actually, I think Murray might slightly be ahead of Amas, I think Toby Collyer is definitely making the step up, and definitely Ethan Wheatley. Now, another surprise coming out of the U team for me would possibly be Ogunai coming in on the right wing back. If we do happen to sell Wan Bissaka, don't be shocked if we don't buy anyone, and Habib Ogunai becomes our backup on that right-hand side. His physicality has gone up to a whole new level this summer, and he's already 6'3". He's basically, a direct replacement for Wan Bissaka, and he's both-footed, and he's better going forward. He's more like a Diallo, but he's a little bit quicker as well. You know what I mean? Onana helped Yoro up after the tackle. I've never seen him help up Maguire. In fact, he wants to slap him up most of the time. Big up to you, John James. No comment there. Fair enough, Steph. It feels like, yeah, big up, big up. Rabiot is class, but his mom might be too much. I think he's after our last big payday. I think we need to stay clear of him. Think about it this way, Gear Notes, right? I'm just going to say this because I'm about to end the stream, guys. But think about it like that, like this, right? If we do pay Rabiot somewhere in the region of £4 to £6 million, that's 6 to 7 point. I think that's somewhere in the region of 7.2 million euros, right? If we pay him about £5 million a season, right? That's around 7 million euros, which is more than he's currently earning by €1 million, right? So he's going to be earning more money than he was earning at Juventus. One, and two, we don't pay a transfer fee of 10 to 15 million for him. Now, if we pay a transfer fee for Amrabat, it's going to be 10, 12 million pounds, and then we're going to be paying Amrabat 4.5 million a season, which is probably going to take that entire spend to somewhere in the region of like 20 to 24 million pounds, which would be actually more than if we take Rabiot for 2 seasons at 7 million pounds, because that's 14. You know what I mean? But that's just my thoughts on that in terms of the money spent. You know what I'm saying? Anthony can't be on the right. He needs to be on the left. Left back. He's going to play left wing back. He's going to be a generational left wing back next season. I'm telling you now, Anthony's he's going to bang next season, guys. Benny Murren, first time seeing you here. Morning to you, bro. Can't see us signing Rabiot. He doesn't fit the profile. We are now signing. Yeah. I know he's 29, bro. I know that's the only reason that he doesn't fit. And he might be a long shot, but he also is a free. And if we move on Eriksen as well as Casemiro, we're definitely going to need some experience in there, Benny. What are your thoughts on that? I don't mind the youth project, but we're definitely going to need some experience to guide these guys because, the youth are good. The exuberance is there. And the creativity is there as well. The energy levels are there, but sometimes the decision making, it might not always be the right choice. You know what I mean? Big up for you for that comment though as well. 5 from 50, guys. Let's smash that 5 likes, guys. Come on. Get to 50 likes, bro. Like John James is saying, come on, smash those likes and subscribe. Big up, peeps. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, guys. What are your thoughts? I know there's lots of reports coming in right now. I know Manchester United is on it in this transfer window, but I'm thinking that tomorrow is when we're going to get the real update. I know you guys have probably seen this, so let me still share it with you guys. I did mention it at the beginning of the show, where Erik ten Hag was saying that Ralf Rangnick was 100% correct. You know what I mean? And maybe now with the new structure, Erik is able to say these things with confidence and not face the backlash for it privately from the previous regime. He said Ralf Rangnick was right. United did need open heart surgery and that they have been working on this for the last 2 seasons. He also mentioned in this article that, this recruitment, the decisions and the targets that have been named are not coming from him. They're coming from the structure, the scouting department, and all he is doing is giving a yes or no on the best options that he think would be right. You know what I mean? Good morning to you, GB. Yo, Rich, what's good, my bro? Yo, if you have some time later and you're doing a stream, I don't mind jumping on, bro. It would be fun, bro. I haven't spoken with you and G-Wolf in a while. Big up to you guys coming in. Yeah, I think VTech is definitely going to challenge Onana. hopefully we move out the deadwood first players that barely play. Yeah, Rich. I think it's definitely happening. You can see a lot of players have been moved out. Donny has been gone at the beginning. You know what I mean? Mason Greenwood is gone. It looks like Wan Bissaka is on the way out as well. You know what I mean? It's pretty interesting right now. Willie Kwambala left, but he has a buyback clause and a sell-on clause. That's going to be interesting going forward. There's some talk that Lindelof could be leaving this week to Fenerbahce to join Jose Mourinho. It's also possible that Scott McTominay could be leaving. So let's look at it, see how it goes. There's also some reports about Al Ittifaq and Al Nasser being after Casemiro. Let's see how that goes as well. You're changing your name to Gonzalo Madhouse to teach you bro. All right, man. All right. I'm trying, I'm really trying, It's just, it happens. I can't help it. Super Mendy sounds like a dance or fitness routine. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it does sound a pretty exotic name, doesn't it? Right, guys? Other teams need to realize that the days of us giving our players away for peanuts, it's over. 100%. 100%. 100%. Big up to everyone coming in. Let me just read this article on Erik ten Hag. I think some of you might have missed it, but let me just read it so you can get the full information and not just be taking my word for it. Erik ten Hag says former interim Manchester United manager Ralf Rangnick was absolutely right when he suggested the club needed open heart surgery. Rangnick spent several months at Old Trafford steering the ship after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's dismissal in November 2021, following a disastrous run of results. The German is now in charge of Austria's national team, was blunt in his assessment of United's problems, openly telling reporters at the time, this is an open heart operation. If everyone realizes this has to happen and works together, it doesn't need to take years. Ten Hag has already been confirmed as United next permanent manager by that point, with contract established between the pair prior to the Dutchman taking over, and he was rewarded for his work over the past 2 years with a contract extension this summer. Speaking in an interview with Dutch newspaper AD Sport Wereld, Ten Hag admitted that Rangnick's assessment of things was correct. Rangnick was absolutely right, he said. We've been working very hard on this for 2 years, but he said it exactly right. It is a thorough, very complex operation, and I knew when I started that it was going to be a tough job. You know what I mean? United have been overhauled off the pitch as well on it, with Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos acquiring 27.7% stake in the club, as well as taking over day-to-day running of the football operations. Omar Barada, Dan Ashford, Jason Wilcox were in place as CEO, sporting director, and technical director, respectively, while Christopher Vavell, former Chelsea and Leipzig, a representative, has joined in the interim basis. And guys, Christopher Vavell was formerly employed by who? Ralf Rangnick, guys. Ralf Rangnick. So you understand how things are working out. Ineos was said to have met with Ralf Rangnick for a lengthy period before getting their decisions done and finalizing the deal with Ten Hag. So you have to know that Ineos, they know what they're doing, guys. You know what I mean? And we've seen it in the market. We've seen how they've been behaving. A lot of the way they've been doing business is what United have been begging and screaming for over the last few years. And finally, we're getting these deals done, guys. And I can say for sure that it makes it really exciting going into the next season. It changes things immensely around the team, in the ground, for the fans as well, and to the rivals. Guys, also, don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. And drop your comments, because you know what? It's very important. You know what I mean? Smash those likes up. So, guys, I don't know what you're thinking, but, maybe if you guys could give your thoughts, your final assessment on the way United has been behaving in this transfer window. For me, from my perspective, I think it's nothing short of professional, efficient, and creatively exciting, guys, in my honest opinion. This is how I feel. And if you look at the players in the last game yesterday, there was a definite step up from the performance in the first game. And it also looked like a lot of these players are auditioning for their positions. And this is what you want to see from United week in, week out, guys. Players should not be owed or entitled to a starting role. They have to earn it week in, week out. You know what I mean? This is why a squad depth is necessary and competition is very important. Stopping multiple shots coming in like last season, Onana will be all right, 100%. It'll be interesting to see how many of these signings work out. Well, you know what I think. To be fair, Rich, I think a lot of them are going to work. I think Leny is going to be very good. I think he's going to go from strength to strength. I think he came into the Premier League at the right time, at a time when when he's actually growing himself naturally. So he's going to adjust to the physicality very quickly and develop for it. You know, I think Joshua Zirkzee is going to be very interesting. He's a big guy at 6'3". He's very quick. He's very mobile, very good on the ball. I think he's going to be a better version of what people see in Gabriel Jesus. I think he's more talented than him. You know what I mean? And I think he's going to be a little bit more prolific, but it's left to be seen. I think it's going to work out for him pretty well. I think the structure around and the way United wants to play will also suit Joshua Zirkzee, to be fair. I think you're going to see a lot of we'll probably revent on this, or reconvene on this issue and talk about it coming to the end of the season, or maybe in December. I think a lot of the signings are going to do pretty well. I think the scouting department has to take credit. A lot of people think our scouts were crazy whack people, but our scouts are some of the best scouts in football worldwide. They are even used as a marker for scouts by Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Real Madrid. The biggest problem for us was the connection from the scouts to recruitment. And now we have the likes of Vavel, Jason Wilcox, Barada, and Ashford. I think it's a dream team situation, guys. Dream team. You know what I mean? It can take 6 months, but it doesn't have to, bro. We saw that with Haaland. We saw it with the likes of Milos Kerkez. You know, we've seen it with a lot of players who come into the league. I mean, you know, it's like look at Caicedo in his first season at Brighton. He was amazing. You know what I mean? There's so many examples of players coming into the Premier League and having hitting the ground running the very first game that it's hard to say that all of them are going to need time. Some of them will, and some of them might need a long time. Some of them may not, and that's just how it works. It's interesting like that. You know, that's what I believe. To be fair, bro. So you're not wrong, and I'm not really right. It's just difference of opinion there. I'm going to have to head off. I'm away for a few days, back late Tuesday. Maybe there'll be more news then. Big up to you, Joe, you Richard. I hope you have a great vacation. If that's what you're doing, be safe, enjoy it, and don't worry, bro. You'll be back when you're back. You know how it is. I think you'll be back to celebrate. Lots of news coming in soon. Your reckless position is we make top two and Arsenal in fourth. We're clipping this, John James. You know what I mean? But I would stick with you on that. I think it's very possible, bro. Very, very possible. Hopefully higher, John. Richard. Richard. No, 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 no. Are you saying a title charge? Richard, are you saying a title charge, bro? No, 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 no. We'll talk about this live when you're back, bro. Hopefully, something just feels ominous about how we're moving. I felt this before in the 90s. Feels so familiar. Hopium is really cheap in my area. John Dame's dealer is making lots of money. Big up, guys. 52 likes, 399 subscribers. I'm about to hit 400. Whoa. Guys, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I have to thank all of you guys. All of you. And the ones who were tuned in before, and some of you might have left because you have things to do, but those of you coming in as well, thank you guys. Because I've been growing consistently over the last few days. And as much as I would say thanks to my hard work, it's thanks to you guys for tuning in. And thanks to you guys for all of your support and your generosity, guys. Thank you so much. Big up to you, J United. What's good, my bro? I hope you're well. What's good? What's good? Yeah. Yo, Steph, for the second day in a row, I've hit 50 likes plus. Big up. This shit is so cool. Yo, I'm stoked. This is amazing. Why are Arsenal's... Yo, John, Cauliflower is going to be generational, bro. I have to say it. He is going to be generational. I'm super mad that they got him, but we're still going to beat Arsenal, bro, every day of the week. I think we're going to smash them. You know what I mean? Well, I know, Madhouse. I know, bro. I know. I apologize, my bro. I apologize. I apologize. It's all good. It's all good. You could make your name Gonzalo. You know, I will learn it. You know, by force. To be fair, bro. Gostrom, Leny. 100%. The youngster was great yesterday. He was very much everything that I expected in the sense that, no, I didn't expect him to be world class yesterday, but I expected him to give a sound, solid performance, and that's exactly what he did. And from what he has shown yesterday, I think we could expect that as a base performance. You know what I mean? It's going to be a very physical opening to the league when he gets into the actual league and the points are at stake. But I think he has levels to go up still. I think this youngster is going to be quite the talent. Big up to you, Jay. Madhouse, so like Peter Griffin, it grinds your gears. What up, Kazimia? I hope you're well, bro. Guys, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Big up to you, Luan France. You've been lurking for most of the show. Thank you so much for being here. I hope the information was good enough for you guys, and you guys get a pretty much rounded assortment of all the news that's coming out. Deadwood should go like Luke, Palestri, Anthony Mount if possible, Ericsson, McTominay, Casemiro, Metri, Maguire, Lindelof, Rashford, Bissaka. Well, bro, I kind of agree with that list you have there. I think half of that list might take longer, but I think we would probably get 5 to 6 players out in this window, guys. I think it's going to be something like that. I mean, I think August is where you're going to see a madness. Guys, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but not much of the teams have done much business so far. It's pretty weird, right? Most transfer windows, United is the team that's always doing the late business. No real, not much signings. Maybe one in July, maybe one in August, maybe one in September. And all the other clubs are usually doing business by this time. 2 players signed, 2 players signed there, 3 players there, 5 for Chelsea, because Chelsea are always kidnapping all these kids. But you know what I'm saying, guys? It's like it's so weird. It feels like the window from yesteryear and the years previously have just been flipped and reversed. Now United is the team that's doing all the early business. You know what I mean? And the other teams are going into a chaotic month of August, guys. It's the 21st of July. You know what I mean? And just now it's going to be August. And I think most of the all other teams in the Premier League are going to be in that flash, dash, last minute grab mentality. And you might see quite a few players leave, guys. This is why I've been talking about Scott McTominay, because as it has been said many times, even in Germany, there are reports coming out that Tottenham Hotspur has made Scott McTominay one of their priorities for the midfield. And the longer they go without purchasing a midfield target, the more likely it's going to be that they come in with £40 million for Scott McTominay. Well, I mean, at least the article says that they're willing to pay around £40 million, to be fair. Let me correct myself there before people think I'm making shit up. But the article said that they're willing to spend upwards of £40 million on bringing Scott McTominay to Tottenham Hotspurs. It might be interesting to see how that works out, guys. And it's going to be interesting the last end of the season. Big up to you, Nikhil. What's good? What's good? 56 likes. I'm getting up there, guys. Thank you so much. Big up to all of you coming in. Hassan, Sancho, Rashford, Anthony, Palestri can go if we get Zavy Simmons and Desiree Doué. Desiree Doué is going to be very interesting, Hassan. You know what I mean? I think Desiree Doué is a very, very promising talent. But you want to know something? Honestly, we're sleeping on Jeremy Bino Gittins. Jeremy Bino Gittins, this young Englishman, he's like 19 at the moment. He's 6'4", and he is quick. He's got I think he's actually better than Doku, in my honest opinion. But he has a different style. He has a closer style to Sancho, but he's 6'4" and he's lightning fast, bro. Check him out. He plays for Dortmund. He had a few injury last season that kept him out for most of the season. But definitely look at him next season, guys. Look for Jeremy Bino Gittins. I think that young Englishman is going to do wonders. I think I would love to get him to Manchester United, to be fair, guys. Check him out if you think I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Big up to you guys coming in. Smash those likes and subscribe, peeps. We have a different regime now. That's why we're working efficiently. And it just goes to show how terrible the last regime was. You know, a lot of people hate the Glazers, and I do dislike the bastards, you know what I mean? I dislike them most for the fact that they hired so much incompetence. Incompetence. You know what I mean? I felt like if they had hired better people, we could have been celebrating like this for the last decade, and we were robbed. We were robbed of celebrating like this for 10 years by these fools, or even more, because they hired these idiots. Ed Woodward, you know what I mean? John Murtaugh. Like, these guys have some movie star names, but they only selling dreams. They're not selling no great performances. You know what I mean? It's crazy. PSG come and get Anthony Rashford Sancho, one of those in a swap. Why not? That's interesting, you know. PSG coming in for Sancho. I heard Juventus might be still interested in him. I really know 100% sure that Juventus and Thiago Motta, they love Jadon Sancho. They really want to get him. They see him as a direct replacement for Chiesa and someone to take their project forward. So, guys, although I think Jadon Sancho is going to be here, don't be shocked if, you know, Juventus come in with a big number, guys. They might be coming in with that 25 to 30 million that United were set to be might be interested in. It's going to be left to be seen. Yes, Luan, Jeremy Bino Gittins has Caribbean roots. It's been said that his parents are from Grenada. If I'm being correct, I think it's Grenada. Yeah, I think it's Grenada. So yeah, he's a top young talent, top young talent. You know what I mean? And I know you, Luan. As soon as you heard the Gittins, the Bino Gittins, yeah, you're like me. He has to be Caribbean, right? Yeah, he is. He is. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. John James. I'm waiting to see what X has to say when this deal is done. When this deal is done, because I pretty much think that the German reports have been spot on for most of the summer, guys. Also, Alfredo Padula, they've been in the background. I know Fabrizio has been tapping everything in, and Ornstein is the GOAT as well. These two guys have been dominating all the attention. But don't forget Plettenberg and Falk, Christian Falk and Plettenberg. These guys are doing decent jobs. They come with a host of news from across Europe, so it makes it a little bit interesting. So guys, pay attention to that as well. Yeah, we were also robbed by the 115 charges to make things worse, guys. That was crazy. Yo, Diddy, new United. What's good, broski? Big up to everyone. What's good? What's good? And guys, hello to you. I hope you are well. This has been the brief for this morning, guys. There is some news coming around and coming out right now and about. I will be getting some confirmations on this, so I will probably have a stream later on tonight where I will come and confirm a lot of the reports from today. Yeah, Spurs is aiming for top 8 if they get the McTominay, you know what I mean? But, Ange Ball might change with Scott, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Big up to you guys, and like Richard Hawkins is saying, everyone, enjoy your summer. If you're on vacation, have a great time. But most of all, and most importantly, guys, stay safe. And come on, United. Yeah, bro. They have to be. They have to be. Oh, Ghoststrom, big up to you from Sydney. Hope you're well, my bro. Yo, have you seen Lara? Has he been in Australia for the last few weeks? I've been hearing like he's been doing some crazy things down there. You know what I mean? Big cricketer from my country, you know what I mean? And Yorkie, is he still coaching? Is he still coaching in Adelaide this season? I think it's Adelaide. I'm not too sure. Someone of the teams around there. You know what I mean? Big up to you guys. Don't forget to hit the notification bells if you're new. Smash a like and subscribe. Every like and every comment, you guys, go a long way. It helps share the channel to the next possible viewer. It suggests the channel to our next person who's in love with football as well. It helps the channel grow. And guys, I cannot thank you enough for all of your support in the last few weeks. Keep the support coming. I will keep the streams coming. I will keep the information coming as well. The more that they put out, the more that I will bring to you guys. Big up to all of you. I hope you have an amazing day. And Jay, have an ice cream, bro. Cool down. Don't overheat today, bro. We need you for the season. Big up to all of you guys. Big up to you, Stephanie Griffith, Madhouse, Gonzalo Madhouse, my brother. Thank you for all the the advice, my bro. I will try my best to say Gonzalo and not Goncalo because I see a C. You know what I mean? Big up to you, J United. Big up to you, Didi New. Go Strum, it's good to see you here, bro. Hopefully, I'll be seeing you more regularly. I usually do some streams at around 9:30 UK in the morning, 8:45 UK in the morning or 9:30, as well as you will get a midday stream and sometimes in the evening. And definitely for the watch along, guys, this season I'm going big. You know what I mean? I'm doing the Man United women's team watch alongs this season. I'm also doing the under 18s watch alongs this season and covering the first team. It's going to be lots of football coming to you from Man United, guys, from your boy, Mark and MUFC fan. Big up to all of you joining, guys, and all of you. Steve, Ivan Perot, Richard Hawkins, Luan France, big up to you, J United, Casimia, John James, Hassan, big up to you. What's good? Big up to all of you guys coming in. Big ups to G Wolf Gaming. Big up to you, Rich. I definitely will be on your channel soon again, my bro. Big up to all of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. You know what I mean? And I will be seeing you guys, Joe Blackman and all of you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Ivan Perot as well. Big up to you. Big up to you, Matata United. Big up to you, He George. Big up to you, Kingdom FC as well. Big up to you, Brendan Chappelle as usual. Shout out to the missus. Big up to you, Joe Blackman. Goofy, what's good? I will be seeing you guys later on today when I cover the last of the reports and updates, as today is Sunday. But guys, don't be shocked if there's some breaking news. There might be some reports of all terms agreed on a few players coming in. 100%, guys. United are not playing any games in this transfer window. And I can tell you for free, everyone's looking. You know what I mean? Hey, Jarvis, how you doing? Good morning to you, my brother. I'm now finishing the stream, but maybe you might get to watch it back. I just did the recap as well before. Big up to you for coming in, and I hope you're well. I hit more than 50 likes twice, Jarvis, in a row. Yo, I'm so stoked, bro. Big up, guys. Thank you so much, and I will catch you guys later. Have a great day. And if you're overheating, guys, get a lolly or have an ice cream. Don't let the sun get you, guys. You know what I mean?